Thank you for the convener, participants, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to present our paper. The title is Determining the Influence of Meteorological Factor on Air Pollution Concentration Trend over Jakarta mega city. My team is Nur Faris P. Waryatno, Cici Sucianingsih, and Aulia Nisaul Khair. We are from uh, the Agency of Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics, Jakarta headquarters. Let's start. So the content of our presentation is introduction. The second one is data and method. The third one is result and discussion, and the last one is conclusion. So we know that the air pollution is a serious problem in megacities in Indonesia because of the high mobility and also because of the urbanization. In Jakarta, as our capital city of Indonesia, always associated to air pollution problem, especially in dry season. And the urban air pollution has become a serious concern for the past 50 years because of it has a profound impact on human health and the environment, especially at this time. We focus on the PM or particulate matter with the size of 2.5 microgram per meter cubics. And we know that there is a close correlation between air pollution and also meteorological factor. The meteorological factor plays very important role in influencing the concentration of the pollutants in the atmosphere. It's very difficult to spread the or to determine the trend in air pollution, whether change in concentration due to emission or to meteorological factor, especially in Jakarta, that we have a lot of activities beside the human activities, but also the local atmospheric pattern. As we know that Jakarta is a coastal area that has been influenced by the wind from Jakarta in the north part and also from the Bogor or surrounding area. As revealed in the research from Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air, that Jakarta's air quality is in the category of poor during the 2017 and 2020 period. In fact, the poor air quality in Jakarta is not caused by a vehicle exhaust, but due to the other factor that originating from industrial activities surround Jakarta. So we try to make some research regarding the factor that influence uh, pollution in Jakarta, especially the meteorological factor that have uh, effect on the trend of the air pollution. So the model that we use, the method is the weathering, the weathering modeling. So basically, the the weathering is the purpose of removing the influence of meteorological from air quality time search data. The weather package uses a post-state regression tree approach for modeling air quality data. And then the data that we use is PM 2.5 data from 2018 until 2020 for the Jakarta. We're using US Embassy site in central Jakarta. And then the meteorological data that we use is temperature, rainfall, wind direction, wind speed in the same period, which is 2018 until 2020. And the result is the concentration of PM 2.5 based on the weathering modeling during the period of 2018 to 2020 is the range of 20 until 60 microgram per meter cubic. The highest concentration occurred on 24th of June 2019 at 59 something, and while the lowest one is in the 1st of December 2020. We can see from this uh, data that through the period of 2018 until 2019, the concentration of PM 2.5 in Jakarta tend to fluctuate. And then, however, different conditions are shown at the beginning of 2020. We can see that the decrease until the end of 2020. And then uh, from uh, from our analysis, we can also show that the weekly variation of the PM 2.5 in Jakarta show the increase from week 1 to its peak at the week of 24, and then decrease until the final week of the year. This is influenced by seasonal variation, where December, January, February is the peak of the rainy season, while June, July, August is the peak of the dry season. Analysis of the hourly variation of the PM 2.5 concentration show high values at night until early morning and low values during the day. This variation is influenced by changes in Earth's temperature. And then, based on the graph in the left panel, as a result of derivative modeling, it shows that the meteorological factor, temperature, wind direction, speed, and rainfall, and temporal factor, week trend, weekday, and hour, play a role determining the value of particulate concentration in Jakarta. The temporal factor, weekly, plays a fairly high role in influencing the PM 2.5 concentration up to 32.1%. It means that the activity of the human or the dweller of the Jakarta citizen and also surrounding play a very high effect or high influence in the pollutant in Jakarta. It can also be seen that the PM 2.5 graph as a reversal pattern on the monsoonal rainfall pattern, where at the beginning and end of the year, the concentration tend to be low, and the mid-year tend to be high. For meteorological factor, the air temperature has an effect on the concentration value of PM 2.5 to for the temperature is 5.6%, wind direction 5.3, and the wind speed has the effect of just 1%. And then when we compare with the ground truth, which is the observational instrument from the US Embassy site in Jakarta, Central Jakarta, we can see that the correlation is relative high. And then the conclusion is the air quality in Jakarta was mostly influenced by human activity as seen on temporal factor, that play a fairly high role in influencing PM2.5 concentration to 332.1%. In addition, for the meteorological photo, air temperature, wind direction, wind speed had an effect on the concentration of PM2.5 to 5.6, 5.3%, and 1% respectively. And overall, the average in 2018, the average PM2.5 from the weathering was higher than the observational data. This shows that by eliminating the meteorological factor from the PM2.5 data, the average concentration has increased, which means that there is a role for other factor outside of the weather factor. Meanwhile, in 2019 until 2020, the average of PM2.5 concentration resulted from the weathering modeling was lower than the observation data, where the role of weather factor was greater during this period. This our finding, and please give some additional comment or ideas to improve our uh, I think it is preliminary finding like that. So thank you. This is the reference. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.